Hi everyone, welcome back to the Dr. Sia channel. In the video here today, sorry, sorry, we're going to be talking about, can you have different attachments, or do you have one attachment, and how would you even know, and how do you even determine what attachment you have? So big topic, really huge video. Sit through as much of it as you like. Let's get started. Attachment. So we can't have different types of attachment. We just can't. Unless you have a split personality, you can't have different types of attachment. You can have behaviors that are consistent with what we typically think makes a different attachment. But it doesn't mean that then you have that attachment. I have secure behaviors. I have avoidant behaviors. I have ambivalent behaviors. Sometimes even have disorganized behavior. It doesn't mean that I have secure, avoidant, disorganized, and ambivalent attachment. We can't look at isolated or even repetitive behavior to determine attachment in adults. We do that in children to determine, using these experiments, to determine the attachment. We're inferring. But because children only have so and so many choices of behaviors in those isolated rooms and experiments that we create, then the inference about their attachment is reliable and valid. Out there in the real world, as an adult, you cannot use your behaviors to determine whether you are of one attachment or the others. For example, a person who's secure, avoidant, ambivalent, or disorganized, all four of them might avoid going to a party, preferring to stay home. Same behavior, same party, same person. What will distinguish these people will be the function of that avoidance. If it's a secure person, they're probably avoiding the party because there's harm there, or there's some really big problem, and the problem would get worse if they attend. If you're avoidant, you probably would avoid it because there would be some ideas around social rejection, or not belonging, or not having individual attention on you, or having to sit in some corner, or having to come out, I don't mean come out like that. I mean be outwards, be extroverted. If it's ambivalent, it might be things around being exhausted, of having to please everybody all the time, not thinking that maybe you can please everybody all the time, or thinking that perhaps you can't cope at the party. If you're disorganized, the function might be to ensure that you are more hurt because there might be more safe people at that party, people who would care for you, nurture you, love you. But perhaps the function of the avoidance then is that you must instead stay home and be abused, violated, roughed up by an abusive partner or family member. You see, the same behavior, but different underlying attachment functions. So then, how do we actually determine a person's attachment? We determine a person's attachment through examining the underlying function of their behaviors, right? So why are you behaving this way? What is underlying that? That is what determines it. So that's why when I behave securely, behave avoidantly, and behave ambivalently, and behave disorganized, doesn't mean that based on where I am, I'm disorganized. If there's a war now, and I start shooting people trying to save my family, it doesn't mean that I have a disorganized attachment all of a sudden because I'm causing harm. That's not what attachment is. So by and large, if we can, together in analysis with another person who can help us gain perspective, examine the function of our behaviors, there you'll find that despite what research says, that despite what people are self-reporting, and this is the problem of that research, not in children. In children, it's not self-report. They're being observed by experts that are determining the children's attachment. But in adults, attachment is almost unequivocally in research determined by the person themselves. They do a self-report measure, they fill in some, stuff, and then, yeah, this is your attachment. And so, of course, it's all over the place. But if we help a person by examining them, looking at them together, working out the underlying functions of things, you'll see that there is no such thing as multiple different attachments. The person will have this either they'll have a severity. If anything else, say, if there can be two different attachments, it's ambivalent and secure, avoidant and secure, disorganized and secure. And I'll qualify that. Because once you have a form of attachment, once you have an attachment, that's the way you could attach, whatever that was. The sum total will be that way of attaching. You by and large go, I must by and large be avoidant with these people, or I must by and large be ambivalent with these people, or I must by and large, there is no predictability with these people, thus I'm disorganized. So why can you be? Because you can heal. So if anything, if you can have two different attachments, then by anything it would be disorganization with whatever level of healing that you've done that allows you to be secure. Ambivalent with, again, whatever level of healing you've done that allows you to be secure. And avoidant with whatever level of healing you've done that allows you to be secure. So if I'm going to concede to this multiple attachment argument, then it's going to be that you can be secure and combine it with any one of the other ones. But the other ones cannot combine. Because the functions are always the same in attachments. When you have an avoidant attachment, all of the behaviors, the function is the same. Self-exclusion, self-rejection, avoidance of embarrassment, and so on and so forth, all of which result in a person perpetually resulting in some form of ostracization in society at the hands of others, of course, but also at their own hands. For example, think about it in this way, have a conversation with each other, go and have a look at it, talk to your patients, review again. If I'm wrong, let me know. I'd like to get conclusive evidence. Because everyone I know who's an expert in attachment, who works with people in attachment, not researchers. I'm not talking about researchers who fill in surveys. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about experts who work face-to-face with other people, determining their attachment together. They all say the same thing. There's a bunch of overlap between them and they're all the same, and you don't know, one person can have 3 or 4 depending. They all say that's hodgepodge. When you look deep enough, there's one. Let me know what you think. Put it down in the comments. It felt really good to make a slow, gentle, calm video where I get to be a person for a little bit. I hope you sat through it, and if I lost you at the first minute, well, I'll probably be really stressed when I make the other ones, and I'll try to squeeze in the words, Whatever. And have you checked out my TikTok? You should check it out.